Hello, hello, and welcome. We are live on Facebook. Today, we are going to be going over a released PDF that Facebook themselves actually released. So, this is a PDF that Facebook put out to help advertisers get better return on investment on their campaigns. And today, we're going to review this PDF to find out what some of the best practices are and how we can apply them to our advertising, how we can ultimately make more money, have better performing campaigns, and have a bigger impact on our business. So I'm going to get right into it. The name of this PDF is called Sales Objective Playbook. Again, this comes directly from Facebook. So everything here is from Facebook themselves, and we're just going to review them. Okay. Meta, actually, right? So let's get right into it. How will you benefit from this playbook? This playbook features Meta's validated best practices to help improve the performance of your future sales objectives campaigns. So this specifically deals with sales objective campaigns, but there's a lot of stuff in here that's actually useful to just about any type of campaign that you're going to run. So here's what you'll find in this playbook. Number one, advanced best practices for increasing ad performance. Number two, ad policy tips for small businesses. And number three, additional tools and how to find support. So this is advanced best practices for increasing ad performance. So if you've never ever advertised before, I don't know if this is going to be a great fit for you, but there is going to be something in here for you. And I just want you to pay attention and grab whatever little nuggets that you can. But this does have things for higher level advertisers, people that are already advertising and need to increase their results. So keep these tips in mind to help increase performance, lower cost per action, and find people most likely to be interested in your business. So the first tip that they're going to give, and again, this is the first tip they're going to give, so I feel like this is going to be important that we need to pay attention to it. And this is something that I've come across in my journey of advertising. And that first thing you have to do is to consolidate similar ad sets. And this is super, super important. All right, super, super important. Why do you need to consolidate similar ad sets? Well, the reason is if you have multiple ad sets, okay, multiple campaigns, and you're running them both, Facebook is going to show them to the overlapping audience. It's going to show them to the same people. So why is that bad? Well, first of all, your ads are going to actually be competing for the same people. So you have one ad that's trying to be shown to the same person as the other ad. And so you're actually competing against yourself in an auction that's going to drive up the cost of your impressions and ultimately of your results. So what you want to do is consolidate similar ad sets. Okay, by combining similar ad sets and campaigns, it will help you spend your budget more efficiently, and it can reduce your cost per action. At the end of the day, what we want to do is to reduce the amount of money that we're going to. So yeah, that's super important. Uh, okay, combine ad sets that have similar creative to help get the results that you need faster. So if your results are going to be similar, if your creative is going to be similar, you're better off putting those into a same ad or running an A/B test than running two separate campaigns or two separate ad sets that are going to be shown to the same type of audience. So you don't want to have overlapping audience. That's the main key here. And it shows here some a little bit of math here that small businesses that use simplified account structure in their campaigns achieved 18% lower cost per average compared to campaigns that did not. All right. So again, in short, you want to just make sure that you are combining similar ad sets and avoid overlapping audiences. The next thing you can do is to combine broad targeting with custom audiences. All right. So what does that mean? What is a broad target and what is a custom audience? So a broad target is something that is typically going to be your cold audiences. That's something that you're just going to send out to. One second. I'm just going to post this in our group here. Okay. All right. So a broad audience. A broad audience is an audience that is like your cold audience, okay? So if I'm just gonna put like people that are interested in cars, okay? 18 to 25-year-old in the United States interested in cars. That's a broad, cold audience. A custom audience is something like a lookalike audience, a retargeted audience, or some more curated audience that you've used from your pixel, or they've already interacted with you in some way. That's a more specific audience. So what Facebook is recommending here is that you combine both broad audiences with custom audiences. And what that means is you can have two separate ad sets, and each ad set is where you actually set your audience. So have the different ad sets with both broad and custom audience. Let's look at this. So use broad targeting of at least 2 million people to turn on advantage detailed targeting if your business has a narrowly defined audience. When using both lookalike and custom audiences, include a broader audience in your ad set and turn on advantage campaign budget to maximize conversions. So what is a lookalike audience? A lookalike audience is basically a way that you can upload a customer list, okay? There's a bunch of different ways you can do this. You could say, I want people that look like the people that visited my website. Or you can say, I want people that look like this list of customers that are my top clients. So if I'm already in business, and let's say I've gathered 1,000 high quality leads, and I know these leads are high quality because they've either purchased from me or they've interacted with my business in some way, I can upload that list to Facebook, and they're gonna find the characteristics that these 1,000 clients or these 1,000 leads have in common, and they're gonna go find people that are similar to that list. That's a lookalike audience. Basically, an audience that looks like an external list, another list. It's a powerful way for you to find people, find like what these people have in common that are already your target audience, and let Facebook do the work. And there's adjustments that you can make. So you can say like 90% similar, 60% similar. And the more similar that you want your audience to be from that lookalike audience, the smaller that audience is going to be, if that makes sense, because there's less people like that. Anyway, you'll get it. But lookalike audiences is just a way for you to ask Facebook to find people similar to your audience that you already have. So it says here that small businesses who use their broad targeting in their campaigns, which is a location, age, or gender targeting, achieve 12% lower CPA on average compared to campaigns that did not use broad targeting. And this is something I stress really heavily in my clients. If you want to target, you have to let Facebook algorithm do its thing. You can't just think you know who your target audience is and just make guesses and then run a campaign. So almost every time I start a brand new campaign, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set a really, really broad audience, okay? Like no detailed targeting, all ages, all genders, all location, or the specific location that is relevant to me. And then I'm gonna let the Facebook algorithm do its work. They are much, much, much better at figuring out who is interested in my product because they have millions of data points, right? They're way smarter than me. So I'm not gonna guess or make assumptions about who is interested in my products. I'm gonna let the data dictate who is interested in my services and products. And the way you do that is by letting the algorithm, the Facebook algorithm, do its thing. They want you to succeed because when you're successful on the advertising platform, you're gonna continue to spend money with them. But they have all these different data points. For example, how long somebody viewed the ad, if somebody interacted with it, what actions they took on it, and then they can start to show that ad to people that have already interacted with your ad, and then find people that are similar to the people that interacted with your ad. And they're gonna do that for you automatically, okay? So in a sense, it's like automatic retargeting. It's gonna find people that are interested in your ad using the actions that people took on your ad. That is what a custom audience is, or that's what a broad audience does for you, okay? Let's say I have a hypothesis that rich people are more likely to purchase my products, right? This is a very common assumption that a lot of people that do advertising take. They think that they know exactly who their audience is. So they're going to make assumptions. They're going to say, okay, I want to target the top 25% income earners, or I want to target people that like Rolexes, people that like Lamborghinis. Okay. The problem with that is that's an assumption that you're going to make. If that's your assumption, the way you handle that is by testing it. Okay. You have to run an A/B test to determine whether or not that's actually factual. If you're not running an experiment, you're just running an assumption, and that assumption may be correct or it may be incorrect. But unless you have data to back up what that is, then it's just a guess. Okay. So I want to get you thinking about, one, letting the Facebook algorithm do the work for you, and two, don't assume you must test. Any assumptions that you have, any hypotheses you have, you need to then go out and test it using some kind of A/B testing and use the data to drive your decisions. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. Use mobile-friendly video. All right. So a lot of people are recording their content like this, horizontal, right? They're going to record their content, or if they're using a camera, they're going to record the camera like this. That's horizontal, all right? Like this video right here is actually horizontal, okay? But if you're running ads, most people are viewing social media on their phones. So you need to think first about how your image is going to be perceived on a phone, more importantly than how they're going to perceive it on a computer. That's why you have to think mobile first, mobile first. Your websites, your ad creative, everything should be thinking mobile first. How is this going to look on mobile? And then how is it going to look on computers? A lot of times we're creating these ad campaigns, we're creating these websites on our computer. So that's our first, priority is, how does it look on a computer? Oh, it looks great on my computer screen. The problem with that is that that's not how your users are perceiving your content. They're most likely going to be seeing it in a mobile format. So you need to think first about mobile first. Let's read this. Okay, it says here, many of your customers browse Facebook and Instagram on their mobile phones. By using mobile-friendly videos in your ads, you can reach a wider audience and drive engagement for your videos. If you're going to get somebody to interact with your ads, the best way you can do that is to keep them interested in interacting on your ad media. So if they watch your ad, if they watch the video that you put out, they're more likely then to interact with your ad. So the best way to do that is to make sure that it's mobile friendly. And if you see here, what does mobile friendly mean? Okay, if you see here, this image that they have here, this is it's a video that's recorded in vertical format. So in general, all it really means is that make sure that your ad is in vertical format. Okay, so record it in vertical format. If you record it horizontal, it's not going to take up the entire screen. It's going to be like black on the top and bottom, if you know what I'm talking about. It's going to show just a little thing in the middle. Okay, so record it on mobile, and then that's going to be your mobile-friendly video. Okay, 9:16. This is a vertical format. Make sure your video is vertical, not horizontal, and film in a vertical aspect ratio like 9:16 or Reels and Stories, for Reels and Stories. Okay. Yeah, if you notice, like when you're looking at Reels and Stories on Facebook and Instagram, they're always vertical, and that's how your ad should be as well. Experiment with audio using original sound or royalty-free music. This is something that a lot of people actually get caught for. Hey, Patricia, can you hear my mic? Can you hear my mic? Patty? Okay. All right. I'm going to continue. So experiment with audio by using original sound or royalty-free music. What does this mean? If you make your ad and your ad has something, has like a copyrighted music on it, well, that ad is actually going to be, it's not going to actually show, you can't use people's copyrighted music in your ads. That's the main thing you need to know. Can you hear it? Okay. The main thing you need to know is you can't use copyrighted music in your ads. If you do, it's going to get flagged. You don't have the rights to use that music, and you're not going to be able to run those ads. So if you use audio, make sure that it's your original sound, or you're using royalty-free music. And you can just do a Google search for royalty-free music, and you'll find it. You can download it and use that. But you cannot use T-Pain, Ice Cube, Nelly, whatever it is. You can tell them from the 90s. But you cannot use somebody else's music on your thing unless it's royalty free. Okay. The next bullet point is very, very important. It says here to capture attention with your brand or key messaging in the first 3 seconds. This is called the hook. The hook is extremely, extremely important. Okay. Look, when somebody is going to watch your video, the first couple of seconds need to grab that person's attention. It needs to hold their attention. All right. So if one big common mistake is that people are going to start their videos with something like, hey guys, what's up? How's it going? All right, just cut all of that out. Get directly to the point. And sometimes you can even go a step further and you can say, start in the middle. If you start in the middle of your story, sometimes it's going to generate curiosity. But the point is, you cannot, spend too much time in your intro talking about whatever, okay? The first 3 seconds are crucial. And if you go a step further, the first three words are very, very important. Okay? So think about a hook. This is the biggest thing that you can take away from creating your ads. This is the biggest way that you can improve your ads. You need to have a very, very, very strong hook. If you don't have a strong hook, then people are not going to listen to it. They're not going to continue watching the ad. They're not going to take the actions, and you're not going to make any money. If you want to make money, you need to master the art of having a strong hook. And this is applicable for any piece of content that you put out. Make sure that your hook is strong. The first 3 seconds is considered your hook, but more importantly, the first 3 words. So write your script. Don't just freeball it, right? Don't just figure it out. You got to have the hook like mastered. All right. People that generate viral content are great at creating strong hooks. Okay. So the next thing in this checklist is you need to add a video or image. Add a video to your image only campaigns. Mixing static and video assets together in the same ad set can ensure your campaigns will be seen in the right placements. All right. So what does this mean? Facebook is going to show different media on different placements on the Meta platform depending on the media. So if I have a vertical video, it's more likely to be shown on Reels and Stories. If I have a horizontal or square, it's more likely to be shown in the Facebook feed and the Instagram feed. And images are going to show up some places that photos won't. So what they're suggesting here is that you actually use images in your campaigns as well. Okay. And it says here that small businesses who use mobile-friendly video creative achieve 12% lower cost web conversion on average compared to campaigns that did not use mobile-friendly creative. Okay. So the next thing is A/B testing. This is extremely, extremely important. Why is this important? Because we don't know what's going to perform just based on our assumptions. What we have to do is test those assumptions using A/B testing. Now, A/B testing is a tool that's built into Facebook, and it lets you split up the creative, test one small variable, and see how that variable impacts the campaign. And what it does is it makes the audience that it shows these 2 different ads to mutually exclusive. So it's going to show only one section, this one type of copy, and then a whole other section, just this other type of copy. And it's not going to mix them. So you can then get actual data based on your hypothesis that's going to allow you to determine which one of those creatives is going to produce better results. So run tests for at least 2 weeks. The reason why is because you need to have enough data in order to make a qualified decision. All right. Unfortunately, I'm actually running out of time. I have a meeting I have to run to. So we're going to have to pick this up in a little bit. But I want to see if I can make one more point here. Let's see here. All right. That's pretty much all there is even on this thing. So one last little tip here is the Conversions API. All right. The Conversions API, that is basically your a pixel. Okay. So the Conversion API is an ad targeting optimization tool that is less dependent on browser technologies than the Meta Pixel. It can help both improve your performance today and safeguard your performance as browser technology becomes less effective in the future. Conversion API alongside the Pixel, which help delivery system decrease your cost per acquisition and deliver more personalized ads. So conversion API. So this happens like in my CRM. Let's say that somebody takes a desired action. They actually purchase. Okay, I can then send a message back to Facebook and say, John, this lead that came in, he actually purchased something. So I'm going to send it to them, and we're going to let Facebook know that that is a good lead. All right. All right, guys, I have to go. I have to run. Hope this was helpful. We're going to jump back in here a little bit later and continue this. Thank you for joining me, and I'll talk to you soon.